So students, we can start our lesson. Today we'll start a new topic. It is the drafting. So we will learn how to convert the models in the three-dimensional models into the two-dimensional sketch to the draft. So we will see for the beginning how to create standard the worksheet for the drafting. You see here this is the one is the example is how we created the worksheet. Is the here with the title block here in the right corner and here we have some borders. Also there is in the Unix there exists some standard sheet. So we will for the beginning see how to create the individual worksheet for the company and for your future, and we'll see some standard as well. In order to create the worksheet, let's you can open the new file here. You see we have seen here the model drawing. We have seen the model here, all the functions, and you can here go here the drawing and open the if you drawing. You see here the several sheets with some standards. So it is the sheet formats for the paper format is A0, A1 and A4, which is the most commonly used. That is the standard ones. So here we will see the standards a little bit later. For the beginning, let's we can make it open here the model, and let's open the blank here. We would like to create the open the sheet. So in this case, let's create the blank for the beginning. Open it and go here the application, select the drafting, and if you select the drafting, you see here the sheet size. Firstly the select is you have to create the sheet with the use of the template. If you select the template, you see there is several sheet sizes, A1, A4 and so on, and you can use the standard size using here the same format with the standard one. So for the beginning, let's make it A3, and you see here you can select the scale. It's a scale of the drawing. It could be the 1 and 1, or you can select the 2 and 1 to make it larger, and 1 and 2 to make it smaller, and so on. Let's keep it for the beginning 1 and 1. We will see the go back again for the scale again. So now let's keep it 1 and 1. Also here there is a custom size. You can generate the paper size by yourself, that valuing here, the typing the value and the values. So it is the three options to create the size of the paper. Now let's see the standard size with the A3 format. So press OK. If you press OK, so white paper will be the presented white sheet. So in this case you have to now for the beginning define it is the borders of the sheet. In order to define the borders, you can select from the drafting tool, and here the borders and the zone. Select the borders and the zone. In this case, this new window will be opened. So in this window, for the method, select the standard, and this is should be the create the borders should be the activated, and here you can define the width of the border. So I would like to create the border here, so let's keep it 5, and here you can select several options for the horizontal border. So for example, the left arrow, here you can select the right arrow or both, and so on. Okay, let's make it right arrow. Here also along the vertical you can select the same, for example the top arrow, bottom arrow, and both of them. For example, let's make it top arrow, and as a margin here in the margin you can select the margins. So let's make all of them 10. You can create the own by yourself by valuing any values by the typing. So in this case I am creating the just 10 along all the borders, all the sides, margin, and if you press OK, the border will be created here. You see, it is the created according to our parameters. Now next is to create title block. As you know, the title block is presents some informations related to our project. You have seen some your previous courses, what is the title block and so on. So in order to create a title block, go here the select the home, and here the select the tabular node. So if you select the tabular node, you see the title block is created, and from here you can define it as the position. So bottom in the right or in any position, but in the most cases title block will be located in the bottom of the right in this position. So press it, so it is located, and close it. So this is the frame of our title block. You can, for example, play with the dimension of the title block by press this one, so by dragging the sides of the title block. Let's keep it like this, and you can just select this cell and select the other cells like this. That's dragging. I mean, let me select here one more again, and select for example these 4 cells, and right click it and select the merge cell. You can merge all the cells here, and you can write here for example any value, for example let me let me move it down again here, and just move in this case this one, I mean not this one but this one. So here you can write, for example, if you double click here, you will open the option to type for this cell. For example, you can write here the date, for example, date of or in a capital letters, date of for example the project is performed. For example, this day, today, for example, is the 11, 10 and 21, and press enter. So date, and you can write here for example the drawn, for example, double click here, the drawn by whom, and you can write here for example the surname, for example in this case my surname, and here you can write for example the checked, for example by whom, and so on. You can create your own the title block, the so you can write here for example the double click here the name of the workpiece here, or you can for example here indicate the scale. Double click on this cell, scale, you can indicate the scale. You can write the scale as a 1 and 1 and 1. You can here create, for double click here the sheet format, sheet. In this case we selected as a A3, I think A3 format, and so on. You can increase here the input parameters, that is giving the information about our workpiece, and here the name of the workpiece. For example, you can locate it in any position. In this case, in order to locate the letter, for example, select this cell, go to the setting, and here select the common, go to the select, and here you can locate, for example, top to left, to top to center, and so on. Let's select the top to left, so it will be located here in the top to left. So this is the you can also make the for example the merge the columns like this. That's the merge the cells and so on. Also you can add another columns and cells. For example, if you would like to add, you can make the select for example in this case this row, and right click here, and here select, and you can add here the rows, columns, and table section and so on. Let's select the rows. So you see in this case it is the added one row, or you can add the column the same way. So here the insert and the rows on the above, or rows in the column, rows in the below. So let's make it above. So you see one more row is added in the above of the title block. This is the how to create the title block by yourself. You can create by own the title block, doing the just editing the title block. So with the borders. Also there is also the standard title blocks. So let's see this kind of standard title blocks. In this case, let's open a new sheet here, new sheet, and use for example use the template. In the use the template, here you have the several size of the paper. So a format, I mean the format is A0, A1, A2, and so on. Let's go with A4, for example, A4 format, and press OK. Press OK again. So it did not appear. So let open the new file in this case to make the proper new file, and let's open the drawing. In this case, let's A format. So press OK. In this case, you see this is the standard title block and standard worksheet is by the Siemens. You see here you can select the first issue, the drawn by, checked by, the approved by, the title, the size of the size of the worksheet, and the scale, here the name of the number of the hour, the workpiece, the sheet, and here there is several information. It's included. This is the standard one. Also you can change these values, so make some input parameter. For example, in order to make the input parameter for this size, go to the drafting tool, and make the populate select this one, populate the title block. So in this case you will update this also first issued, so you can write the date, for example the 11/10/2021, and go to the drawn by. Here select the drawn by. You see the date is created here, and drawn by is the drawn by is selected. Now I will write my surname again. So and go to the checked by. You see here is created, and checked by. You can write any surname for the checked by, and so approved by. Also you can select you can write any name. So let's close. So here, if you want to change for the input values in the other cells of this title block, in this case and go to the view for the beginning, and here select the layer setting, and select this one, activate this one, and press OK. By doing this, you see I am able to select this title block. So what I did here, I will show one more again. Go to the view, layer setting and activate this one and close it. So in this case I select right click here and select edit the definitions, and here edit the table, select this one, and here you can write, for example, any values. Double click here and you can double click to the any cell, and in order to change the input values, cancel it. Let's select this one. So double click here instead of the title, or here you can write here the title. For example, the title of your work is, for example, you can write any name for your work is. For example, what we have done, for example, the blower, we can write here the, so see, it is the blower is the doing it here. You can here select this one, go to the setting, and here you can select for example the position, middle, center. For example, let's say select the middle center, so it will locate in the middle. So also the same way you can change the any value. For example, the scale, double click here and scale, or here you can write, so delete this one. So you can write again the scale. You can if the scale is changed, you can write the changed value, for example 2 times the higher, this is the initial one, so it is 2 over the 1. So the same way you can change the, also you can change this one also by the putting the company name instead of the Siemens. Let's write the TTP and so on in this case. So you see, you can make this kind of changes. The same way you can edit other the cells. So here it is the projection view, it is the short angle projection view method. So since you have created your title block and your worksheet, now is to go with the inserting the views of your workpiece. So in this case, for example, if you would like to load some views of your model into the here, you go here let me go back here. Okay. So just a moment. So okay, let's close this one. Okay, not this. Okay, close this one. I will open the new one. Just a moment. So let's open the new. In this case we can select, in this case, the model. So now we will see how to go to the drafting in the model from the model environment. In this case, if you have the model environment here, if you have the any model, you can select from the model the application and select from here the drafting. You will directly go to the drafting. The same way you can select any template, that is you can create the standard template, or you can use any existing template. So in this case, let's select as a size of the worksheet is the A4 and press OK. So I will skip this part, so I will not insert any value here. Now I would like to insert that, bring my workpiece into the two-dimensional element. In this case, you can use the select here the base view and press yes. And here you have to select the model, three-dimensional model from the PC in order to convert it to the two-dimensional. And I will select my location here. I will go just a moment. So for the beginning I would like to insert this model. So I selected this, press OK, and you see one view is the preferring. In this case, let's close it. So now sorry, I closed it. Okay, selected this part, and here you see our part is this one. So in this case, if you would like to change the view, here it is the top view. It is the top view, but it is not so representable. So I will select change the my view. In this case, let us see the front view, the right view. Sorry, let's see the this one. Okay, let's see front view. They insert the front view. So you see it is the little bit bigger here. If you go here, there is a scale. You can change the scale. Here you can make the bigger scale, but it is too big for the paper. So in this case, let's decrease the scale 1/2. 2 times we can decrease our scale. So it is more or less okay. So we can, for example, insert it any point. In this case, let's put here. And if you drag the mouse, it directly shows the another positions in order to be inserted, or here on here. So you can put by the clicking the mouse here. You can put here this position and here, but you can also close it and go to the base view again and choose the proper position again. Here the select from the list, for example the top view. In this case, select this part and so on. You can choose any position. So in this case it's the front view and it is the side view. By the clicking this rectangle, you can change it is the position by the dragging. So in this case, now two view is enough for us, and then if it will be needed, we can add another view, but for the demonstration of our work is two views enough. Also you can put isometric view. In this case, select the base view again, go here the model, and here select the isometric view, and here the select part. So and again the isometric. So you see isometric view will be appeared, sorry, and you can change its scale, also the lower scale. Here select this point. So you can change the position. This is the how to insert the views of our workpiece. It's the first step after creating the worksheet. It is the first step to insert the views. So you can insert the two views, two sides or three sides, depends on the workpiece. Also the isometric view. For example, when you inserting the any view, for example here top view, we discussed here. We discussed here the scale. Scale could be the higher, you see, the bigger, or it could be the same as a model, or it could be lower or the same. Also you can define the scale by making some ratio by yourself or by the expression. So you can define the scale, in this case the ratio, and you can write here the value. For example, in this case it's a 1:2, but you can make it more smaller. For example 1:3. So 1:3, it is the 3 times smaller than the original one, or you can put the any values which is the not included in the here. So you can find the ratio of the scale by yourself by the making it is the here with the ratio. So by the ratio here you can insert, you can make it for example the 1 and 2, it will be bigger, 2 times the bigger, and so on. This is the how is the scale is still working. So you can change the scale by yourself the manually. Since that we inserted our the views in our the worksheet, and we will start to sync some settings of this one. Since you see you can drag the for the beginning to find the proper position and so on. Also you see here we have this rectangle, and our the view is the inside of this rectangle. For example, you can hide this rectangle if it is not necessary. In this case, select the menu and go to the preferences and select the drafting. Select the drafting, and in the view and the workflow here you have to disable this display. So disable this one and press OK. You see the rectangle is disappeared, but anyway it will help us. You see it will, if you bring your mouse it will appear, so it helps us to move our the view and define its position. It helps us. So now also there is also one more option. For example, if you select for example, let's go to this isometric view. Here you see the rectangle is created. Click it and go to the setting. Go to the setting and go to here select the shading, and from the shading here select the rendering style as a fully silent and press OK. In this case you see the isometric view is the fully shaded with the original or with the original view. This is the how this is obtained. So since we inserted our systems, our views, now is to next step is to define it is the dimensions. Using the dimensions options here, you see in the top we have the several dimensions. That is we have seen such a dimensions in the modeling, and in the drafting also the same to use this dimension. For example, the rapid dimension, linear dimension, and the angular dimension, radial dimension, and so on. So you can start to demonstrate two dimensions of your work. For example, if you would like to demonstrate the dimension, for example, this view, for let's start. For example, the rapid dimension, and you can for example represent the dimension of this side. In this case, select this point, and at this point you see the dimension is represented. So press OK. So it is a 60 millimeters. So this is how the dimension is represented. Also you can make the dimension of this side. In this case you can use the rapid dimension, or you can use the distance linear dimension. In this case let's use this linear. In this case the same way you will select the distance between this point and this point. Sorry, distance, this point, no, sorry, okay, it is the Ctrl Z again, Ctrl Z. So here distance, and here another option is as no. In this case select this side. Here always the method is the vertical. That's why it is directly measuring the vertical. So I corrected it. So here you have to know the invert and select this one. No, sorry. So let's use the rapid dimension. So this one and this one. So this is the dimension of this point. So you can locate it in a better position. You can move it like here and so on. For example, you can also edit the dimension by yourself. For example, the double click here the dimension, in this case it's 60. This window will be obtained, and here you can select for example the several options for the location of your dimension. For example, select this one and you select this one. You can locate it like this, and the different position you can locate it here, and up like this, and the middle like this in the rotation. So you can define any position. So I think this is the most best way here. This one, in this case, this one is this. Oh, let's close this one. So this is the how to make the linear dimension, and this one, so or rapid dimension. Also you can make the dimension for the circular elements. In this case, here select the radial dimension and select, for example, this circle, and you see it is the dimension is the represented. You can move it. It is the diameter is 18. Also you can make changes for this kind of dimension also. So double click it. The same way you can make here the represent. In this case it's a diameter. You can represent it is the radius. You see the radius is here, or double click here, and here you can make it for example the same. You can select the position like this. You can select such a position. You see here the or different positions as you want. Here you can select any position here like this, and so on. So let's keep it like this. So just a moment. So let's go on. This is the how to put dimension, the radial dimensions. Also you can make some radial rapid dimension distance. You can select the distance, this one and this one. So this is this one. The same way you will make the dimensions. For example, for this view also. For example, here we have the chamfer, and we can here using this method with the chamfer dimension, we can define our chamfer. So in this case, select this side and this side. Sorry, just a moment. Ctrl Z, chamfer. So select this side and select this side. So you see the chamfer is created. It means that the distance of this chamfer is the 9 mm with the angle of the 45 degrees. So this is how is the chamfer is the dimension is represented. So the same way you can go on with representing the dimensions. So in this case you can represent the dimension, for example, rapid dimension of this height in here. So you can locate it, and we can make the represent the dimension here, the middle element, rapid dimension in this case. For example, the distance between this point and this point here, and the radial dimension of this element. So you can find the proper position. Now we can define the radial dimension of this circle, this circle here, and you see it is the diameter, here the radius. You can make the same, for example, the radius, also diameter, and Also here you can select this, the different symbol. For example, you can make it a dia, so it shows that is the diameter. So there is the such options also. So let I explain another things. Here if you select this one, you see a row directly shows this is the diameter. Here let's make it this symbol. If you select this one, it will show only this point. You see, you can do such a systems also. So let's keep here. So now one more diameter, one dimension. We have to define this dimension also. Sorry, you have to move it here. Double click here. You can make it position in the middle. So we can move it here. We can now here we have the one more option also. Select the linear, and here in the method let's select the baseline. We will see what is the baseline. In this case, as a first object you have to select this one and select this one. It shows the distance between this point and this point. And if you select, for example, second line, it shows the distance between this one and between the base to this point. And same way, if you select this point, it shows the distance between this one and this one. And the same way you can select this one. So you see, always it fixes the base, the same one, and start measures the distance where you selected the point. So distance from the base one. So to 7, this one and this one the same. This is the how it's obtained. Here the linear, the method is the baseline. Here the baseline. So here vertical, but you can use the insert. So you can look to the model. You have to be careful that all the dimension is properly demonstrated. All the dimension, all the information is given. But you have to avoid on the over constrained system. So over constrained, we discussed what is over constrained. So you can see here this distance is not represented. We can select here the linear, and here this change it is known, not baseline. In this case, select this side and this side. So you can move it here, and you can coincide with this one and make it move here. After one, I will correct it. So move it of exactly the coincided with this one, and so on. So move it here, and we have to define the position of this element. So in this case, select this one and this one. Linear. So the position between from here, you can make it the same here, and the position here to here. You can move here and so on. So this is this one. Also there is one more thing here we have to do here. For this side, for example, select this one, go to the setting, and here we have in the setting we have this option, the hidden line. Select the hidden line, and you see the hidden line is invisible. We can make the hidden line invisible and open, and there is, you see, the several options to make the hidden line as invisible. So select, for example, the dashed one and press OK. You see the hidden line is represented on this view. So the same way we can make the represent the hidden line for this view. The same way, select the rectangle, go to the setting, and select the hidden line and make it visible, and select this option. You can select any option here, but I will select this one and press OK. You see the hidden line is represented like this. So you can move it here and move it here, but here we have the 2 dimensions. We can delete one of them because it's too constrained. So because we have the 72 is here, so this is the introduction of the drafting. How to create a sketch, how to put the dimension, title block, and sheet formats. We have discussed it, and we can finish for today. And tomorrow we will start to see how to create the section views and some complex systems with the assemblies, how to make the assembly, drafting, and so on. Today just was some introduction, the basic introduction, how to put the simple dimensions and how to insert the views and so on. So in this case we can finish for today, and see you tomorrow, and we will continue tomorrow at the same time. Thank you very much for the participation. If you don't have any question, is it clear there? You can make the practice by yourself on the drafting. So thank you for the participation. You are welcome.